Welcome, seriously welcome, here to a John Legg fragrance review. I really appreciate you coming to this channel. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your company, because this, for me, is a hobby and it is my honour, my privilege to share these fragrances here with you on YouTube. You know, someone came to me recently, someone I work with, and they said, Leggy, your reviews are okay, but the best thing about your reviews, and I was thinking, what's he going to say? What he says is the palette wood artwork behind you. So there you go, Pete, okay? In my mind, there is no such thing as scrap wood. If it's an old palette, you can make something of it. So there you go, Pete. Right, okay, you're not here for the palette wood artwork, are you? You are here for the fragrance review. And this is a bit of a weird review, but let's try and tell you how I came across this fragrance. All right, I was going out recently and I had this fragrance on, okay? Mancera's Jardine exclusive. Okay. I got out of my front door, I got into my car, and my neighbour came running out of her garage and she said, wait a minute, John, wait a minute. And I thought, what's she going to say? Put the window down. She said, I've got to ask you, what fragrance are you wearing? And I was like, seriously, you stopped me for that? And I explained it was Mancera, and at that point she was like, never heard of Mancera, and I said it's Jardine exclusive. Now let me tell you, my dear friends, I was wearing this. She was in her patio in her backyard and she smelt me out of my front door getting into my car. This Jardine exclusive seriously is an awesome fragrance. It's the most beautiful smell you've ever come across, and it's the most phenomenal performance, and that story is proof of it. Anyway, here's the thing. From that, I started introducing my neighbours to Mancera. So I'll go around in the evening with a few bottles and I'll say, look, you know, try this one, you know, try Instant Crush, try Red Tobacco, try vanilla, velvet vanilla, and they're all like, wow, these, you know, it's opened up a whole new world to them. Anyway, the one time I went round, Nathan, that's Leonie's husband, he said, oh, John, I'll go and get my fragrance collection. So I thought, oh, okay, it'd be interesting to see what he's got. And he came downstairs with like a metal rack, and there was probably about 8 or 10 fragrances on there. And I looked and I sort of scanned this collection, and yes, there was Dior Sauvage, there was one of the Brave ones, the Diesel the Brave, and there was a Gucci one in there, and there was something which I didn't really recognise, and I said, oh, can I try that one? And I don't suppose there's many people out there who would recognise this. Okay, so it's MARC JACOBS. It's the 125ml eau de toilette, and it's a really innovative name. It's MARC JACOBS Men. Presumably, he couldn't think of anything else. So, you know, as far as I know, MARC JACOBS has only ever really done 2 sort of male fragrances. This one, MARC JACOBS Men, and MARC JACOB Bang. I think it was called Bang Bang or something like that. That was just basically a peppery explosion. It was awesome, but I don't know. Okay. Now, this one, I sort of took it from Nathan's collection and I sprayed it. And I went, oh, that's nice. And he went, John, you can have it. He says, I haven't worn it for about 10 years. And I was like, seriously? I can have it? And he went, yeah. He says, you know what? I've never worn it for a long time. You're more than welcome to it. And I was like, this is a barn find. Okay, let me try and tell you about this fragrance. MARC JACOBS Men. You've got quite a nice bright opening, which I think is there's ginger in there, and there's a little bit of sort of lemony bergamot. Okay, it's a zing at the top. It's quite a refreshing opening. It's nice and zingy. And then in the sort of middle of this fragrance, you're going to get like an oily fig note. And you know, at that point, I'm thinking, this is really quite different. I haven't got anything else in my massive collection that smells like this. At the bottom, you've got the obvious sort of patchouli, the earthy note. You've got a little bit of sort of sweet wood, which is probably cedar wood, and you've got a little bit of sort of musky sort of note. Okay. For me, I was like, this is really different to anything else I've got. And when he offered it to me as a gift, I was like, wow, I am absolutely blown away. So this MARC JACOBS Men, which is the weird 125 ml eau de toilette, is now mine. And you know what? It's put a massive smile on my face. Okay, it's not a fragrance which is going to blow you away because it's that different to anything else you've ever smelled. But it is pleasantly different to anything else I have in my collection. I would say it is a perfect everyday kind of maybe a signature scent. If you want to wear it to the office or to your place of work or whatever, this is a good, safe fragrance. Okay, now the downside realistically is it's an eau de toilette and I get very little in terms of projection and I get a very tiny sort of scent bubble for maybe maybe tops of 2.5 hours. In terms of the actual scent, the scent is a kind of like just an exciting sort of scent with a funny sort of oily fig sort of note, which sort of takes it from being very, very zingy to like a sort of slightly subdued zing, if you know what I mean. Now, you're going to say, Leggy, should I put it into my collection? Here's the thing. It's discontinued. And you're going to go, Leggy, why have you bothered to tell us about a fragrance which you can no longer buy? Okay, my bad. But all right, look at it like this. You would go to a museum and look at some dinosaurs and they're no longer available. So I'm telling you about a fragrance which I inherited, which is amazing. And it is a fantastic fragrance, but you can't buy it anymore. Okay, if you've got it in your collection and if you rate this fragrance, drop me a comment. Let me know how you get on with it. Performance is lacking, but the scent is nice, pleasantly different to anything else I've got. Okay, so I appreciate your time. I appreciate your visit. I would appreciate a cheeky old thumbs up if you would, and a subscription if you'd like to as well. I'd like you to stay safe. I'd love you to spray that fragrance every single day. And more than anything else, I'd like to see you next time for the next review. Goodbye.